You're now listening to The L Zone. Patricia Love covers everyday topics that matter to you.
Hello, welcome to the L Zone podcast with me, your host, Latricia Love, coming to you with a topic about why are we so quick to dismiss our friendships, but not our toxic relationships. So, I was posed this question, and I'm going to tackle it the best way I can. Feel free to leave a comment after this podcast, give me your feedback, that'd be great. So, let's dig on in there, okay? My opinion. The reason why we dismiss friendship so quickly versus our relationship is one, our toxic romantic relationships, marriage, or whatever you want to categorize what you're in right now with whoever. That is in a different realm of matters of the heart, for as companionship, for as growing old with someone, hopefully building a future with somebody, living with somebody. You are romantically involved versus a friendship where they only see a certain side of you that you're willing to show them. That is not a everyday, we live together, we have sex together. Like, you're not doing those type of things with your friends. You're not being wholeheartedly vulnerable with your heart with your friends, in a sense. So it's very hard to detach from a romantic partner, even though it's toxic, versus a friendship. Two, why we're quick to discard friendships so quickly is we have these high expectations, or some people have these high expectations with people that we call friends, which honestly, everybody needs to stop calling everybody a friend, because unless you ask that person what's their criteria for them to call you a friend, y'all are acquaintances, y'all close acquaintances. But that's my 2 cents. But back onto the point. You are putting these expectations on people that they didn't sign up for, or you didn't make clear, hey, don't cross this line. Hey, I need you to be this type of person. Are you able to give me, I feel this need of the realm of friendship. And sometimes people don't realize they cross the line or hurt your feelings or certain things unless you tell them. But most people don't tell other people when they feel like somebody is wrong them or not came through for them, and we quickly cut ourselves off. The only benefit to a friendship is a person that you can confide in, a person that you can hang out with, have a girls or a dude's night out with, right? Versus a romantic partner, that is your everyday life. When you become in a relationship with someone, you become one with that person, married in a long committed relationship or civil union, whatever it may be. You are not going to cut ties with that person because you have too much invested in that person. So those are my main two. The other one is kind of like, okay, if you don't see a value in that person as a friend, it's real easy to be like, I'm gonna cut this person off. I'm gonna cut this person off. Or some people do this. I've seen it. They don't really fuck with that person, but they still keep them around for whatever reason and dog them out for some gratification. But it's because they're keeping your mind occupied and you're taking them out. Let me rephrase. You're taking it out on them because you're in some toxic shit, and you don't realize that you're doing that to a person that you once called your friend. They just ain't caught up yet to, okay, this person really don't fuck with me like they used to fuck with me, or we're not as close. And those are my three things. The last one is kind of like a reach because I've seen, those are rare cases where I've seen that happen. So, but back to the main point of why I said what I said. When you define a friendship, yes, you have put energy, time. Some of these people are your childhood friends that you grew up with, church friends, people you grew up in college or went to college with, or people where you became adults and y'all had a closeness, y'all had a good connection, y'all can vibe, y'all understood each other. Cool. If your friendship is valuable, you're going to be able to weather transitions of life. We are quick to forget that everybody goes through transitions of life. Everyone evolves. If you all don't evolve, why are you around each other? If you can't handle someone's growth or shine at that time because it's taken away from your shine and everybody, you can't be that type of person. Versus in your relationship, you have to be on in a sense, or you get lax. This person knows what you look like with no makeup, no wig on, no extensions, or this person knows you and your laundry, whatever, for as guys. They know your behind closed door selves. And it's very hard for people to let go of people like that once you especially got comfortable with them, to let that go. Even though it's toxic and your friends are there for you and it's to the best of their ability, but if you're not going to leave that person, one, don't take it out on your friends. You need to create a barrier, a line of having boundaries to not mingle. Okay, if you're going through a fucked up relationship, okay, you got to be conscious of that with your friends so you don't take it out on them and seemingly take out your frustrations with your toxic partner and take it out on your friends and be quick to dismiss them, in a sense. I hope that made sense. But it's like, until people are very honest about, okay, what type of friend do you really need? Do you just need somebody to jazz you up, pump you up, and the focus is on you? Like, do people really sit back and be like, you know what, I'm expecting this. Do I deserve it? Are you even a good friend to the person that you trying to dismiss yourself from? Like, why are you cutting them off if you yourself, you don't do anything for this person that they do for you, but the moment that they don't come through for you, you're mad? Like, come on now. Like, it doesn't make sense. You don't cut your romantic partner off when they fail to meet your need, when they fail to be there for you. So why put so much pressure on somebody that you're not even fucking? You're not invested in that person like you're invested in your romantic partner or your husband or wife, whatever it may be. Why are you putting those type of expectations? Y'all not in a relationship. Y'all are in a friendship. People need to understand the difference. And that way, you not finna be quick to dismiss somebody who really is in your corner. And it's okay. Everybody has their own lives. Accept that and then transition into, okay, what is a better way for us to maneuver through this friendship? Being that, okay, you have your life, I have my life. I need you to, check on me every now and then. Say that, because everybody gets wrapped up in their life. Everybody does. It's a self first, which is fine, but don't get so caught up like everybody's supposed to put you first. Everybody's supposed to think about you first. You don't do nothing for them in a sense of, you're my friend, and if I need to talk or just to vent without judgment, yes, I should be able to call you and make time. Now, are you going to pick up the phone every time? No. Hey, shoot a text. We live where people shoot a text. It's much easier to keep in contact with each other. Everybody's not a phone person. I know back in the day when me and my best friend at the time, I'm bad at picking up the phone in the morning. She was a morning person. I'm not picking up the phone before a certain time. We had a conversation about it, and I said, you know what? Okay, cool. How about this? Don't call me before 7 o'clock. I'm not going to pick up, but I will pick up for you.
Here's the top search result.
I will pick up the phone for you after that. Nobody else got that treatment. Not even my mother, my girl. Don't y'all, my people, know. Do not call me before 9 o'clock or maybe sometimes 10. I need a moment. But we had to figure out a line and a compromise that worked best for our friendship, because she needed that from me. But if you don't have those conversations and people can't read your mind. So stop putting on these high expectations on your friends when you clearly not doing it in your relationships with your husband or girlfriends or wives. It doesn't make sense. For as your toxic relationships, you really need to figure out, okay, if you recognize that you're in a toxic relationship, you know you're going to need your friends either when you decide if you're going to stay or if you're going to leave. Regardless, males, I've seen dudes know that they boy going through it. He may be cheating or whatever, but they're still his friend because they like, dude, at least we'll be here to help you kind of guide and relieve the tension or whatever the issue is. You got somebody to talk to. Men are completely different with their communication when they know they dude is in a fucked up relationship or they doing some foul stuff. They have a code and they kind of stick to it, regardless if they close or not. If they really close, you not breaking that. If you break that bond between them two, they really is some shady stuff going behind the scenes. But for females, I really believe that until you have a conversation and make up your mind and realize that you're placing high expectations on somebody when you haven't even checked yourself yet before you approach this other person on how they not being a good friend, in a sense. Okay, when did we start keeping tally marks on each other on who does more for what? That's not a real genuine friend. You just want some accolades. It's kind of like the meme of where people help a homeless person, then take a picture and be like, I helped a homeless person. Why do you need to do that? Why do we need to keep tally marks on each other, in a sense, to what? Why do you need that type of gratification? If you are a genuine friend or a person, just a person, you don't need shine like that. Why? Why are you doing that to somebody that you say that's your sis, that's your bro? Check yourself first before you put something or make accusations to somebody. And then, last but not least, if you're going to dismiss someone as your friend, be a person of your word and dismiss them. Don't go back and forth if you know for a fact you're done with somebody. Toxic relationships included. Keep it to yourself. In the meantime, it is kind of like people who cry wolf all the time. After a while, people kind of get tired of listening. Regardless, we are guilty of it on some topic that pissed us off, and we keep talking about it. It's like, after a while, I've been guilty of it. It's like, okay, what you gonna do about it? What's up? Either you gonna talk it out or you gonna fix the problem. It's like, don't bash the people that are in your corner, in a sense. Don't always have to talk about stuff, especially if you're like, what's your end goal? If I'm your friend, I'm going to ask you, okay, what are you going, where you at right now? Because then that lets me know if you just need a vent, if you just need me to show up every now and then, like, it'll give me a baseline. And then you have to tell people. If you don't even know, then that's not fair to somebody else, especially if you're not being that for them. If you know you're not finna support other people's kids, but you want everybody to support your kids. If you going into a business venture and you know you ain't supporting other people's business, it's like it's a two-way street. So for people who are quick to dismiss friends versus the relationship they're in, reverse that shit for as your expectations. Your partner is supposed to have standards. You're supposed to have these talks with your partner to fill a need. What is the need of a friendship first for you? And then also ask that person that you consider your friend, what are their needs in a friendship? Then have the conversation. If you just assuming and you basically treating everybody how you think you supposed to just treat them, but you have a higher expectation how they supposed to give it back to you, that's not fair at all. It's like at some point people have to take themselves out of the equation and really do a self-check. I call it facing your own mirror at some point. And you can do this in your relationship too. It's like, face your mirror. What part are you playing to create a situation of toxicity in your relationships, in your friendships, romantic partners, whatever? Everyone has a fault. There's no way. It takes two people to create a fucked up situation, if that's what we gonna call it. But you have to own your part. You have to ask yourself the questions of, one, am I being a good partner to my mate? Am I being a good friend? Or did I even ask my partner what they need right now from me? Or am I just going off of, okay, I'm going to show them what I want and they need to follow suit? Y'all not on the same page. And also stop dismissing people without going through that fact finding pattern to get to the answer. So it's like, don't be so quick to dismiss people is the main thing until you go through a checklist. You have to create yourself a checklist, a realistic one where it ain't always everybody else. At some point, you have to own your part. And for as if you are in a toxic relationship, you know what you're dealing with at this point. Either you're going to stay or you're not. You know, it's one of the two. But you're always going to need a circle of people around you that can help be there to just be a shoulder to cry on, to vent, and just to, but your healing starts with you. And if you do end up dismissing your friend, I hope that you are at peace and won't have any regrets. And who knows, some people just need space sometimes from each other to come back together, but it may be different. You have to have those boundaries. You have to have those understandings. You need to know, okay, what's the definition of a friend to you? And then you ask them what their definition is of a friend is. And you see, it's two different things. I'm guilty of it. My definition of friendship is nothing like anybody else's. But no one has ever asked me that. What do I consider a friend? You got to have those conversations. Stop assuming everybody follows a certain code. I learned that a long time ago. Everybody does not have the same language or definitions for certain shit. They just don't. I do for myself. And everyone bases things off of their experiences. So those are, my 2 cents of the reason why people will dismiss a friendship over a toxic relationship. The reasons why it goes deeper than those questions. I hope I answered them for you. I gave you just a different view on how to dissect that, on why people do that, and also give you some insight on self-checking yourself. It's okay to do that. Everyone needs a check every now and then, and be honest about your shit. If you know what type of person you are, it comes out when you around people. People can really tell who's real, who's not, and who's phony, and if people are really happy in their relationship or not. But it's like, be real with yourself. Everything else flows from that. So once you realize, okay, this is who I am, this is what I would like to attract in my life on both ends, relationship and friendships, or just connections with people, period, it'll gravitate towards you. But you got to check who you are first. So hope you enjoyed that podcast and the topic. Let me know in the comments. Have a good night.